After the Nigerian Civil War of 1970, the federal government took over schools founded by religious groups to use education as a weapon to combat tribalism and to make the sector a huge government venture rather than a private enterprise. Many, however, claimed that the takeover of schools from private and voluntary organizations without plans to sustain the standard marked the beginning of collapse of the sector, evident in the quality decline, moral decadence, and huge infrastructure gap. The recent return of schools in Ondo State to their missionary owners by the state government is generating concerns that the policy may strip schools of its unifying status and also push education out of the reach of average parents.
I've gotten schools of supposed missionary who have turned themselves to business people who are doing schools that the less privileged in their religious group cannot afford to go into that school. So if government is now doing that now, on what basis, on what to say?
Education is not free. If it is free, somebody is paying for it. And those who have been paying for education during the time of Awolowo paid for it. So it was never free.
Statistics from UNICEF shows that 10.5 million children are out of school in Nigeria, perceived to be the highest rate in the world, as the figure indicates that one-third of Nigerian children are not in school. Apart from insecurity and other factors, parents' financial strength also contributes to the alarming number of out-of-school children who now flood major streets selling sachet water and run errands for their parents. This perhaps informed why an elder statesman, Chief Femi Aluko, and others want government to tread softly, returning schools to missionary owners.
It is the policy of the government to provide education. Whether they are going to make it free or not is a different issue. Whether the government can imitate or cope with the enormity of this of schools and the situation is a different issue entirely because of other aspects they are facing. But mark you, education should be number one.
Aquinas College, Àkúré, is one of the schools, returns to the Catholic Church, and principal of the school, Mr. Michael Afolabi, said GSS1 students will be admitted under the new arrangements in September this year.
This coming September, the Roman Catholic will take in GSS1 students. And the government side, for the government side, there will be GSS2 and up to the SS3. So the government will be managing that side. Well, the other year again, the Roman Catholic will take in another GSS1. So that of GSS, the Roman Catholic will be GSS1, GSS2 next year.
There's no doubt that a lot of things are contesting the attention of government, thus making it difficult to properly fund education. That is why Chief Femi Aluko advocates collective funding of the sector.
Appeal to the majority of the people also to pay their taxes. So as to assist the government to get money is not an easy thing. While government is providing for this, most of the people who are entitled to pay tax, they refuse to pay tax. That is not fair. They drag their revenue.
There's nowhere in the world where services such as this are rendered absolutely free. If government gives you free education, they also increase your taxes so that they can be able to continue funding free education. But you know, in our society here, the tax net is so small.
The return process, according to investigation, is going to last for 6 years, after which the government will answer off from the schools under the administration of the church. Richard Ilesanmi, OSRC News.